We interrupt your sad, pointless, pathetic lives for breaking news. I am John Widsman, your anchorman, and this is JWTV News. Now we've all heard the word ginger. There's gingerbread, ginger ale, but now there's a new type of ginger that consists of orange hair, light skin, and freckles. Tonight we have John Whitman here as a guest who is an expert on strange races of humans. Now John, what do you think of this race of ginger kids?
Well, John, this is pretty new. Me and my crew did some research on history and it seems gingers were around for quite some time.
How long do you think they were around?
Well, we're not quite sure. We know they were around after the Ice Age, so we believe it started from a genetic mutation just after the Ice Age. We've done some digging and found out that back in Pilgrim days, gingers were believed to be witches.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, gingers weren't treated nicely in history.
So what do you know about the changes as a ginger gets older, if there are any?
Well, just like normal people, they hit puberty and have the same characteristics, but we've discovered that as a ginger gets older, they tend to lose their freckles, like as a baby deer loses its spots. So we're thinking that maybe a ginger is a mix between human and deer.
So a ginger is what you get by mating with a deer?
Well, no. We've done a little study, and if a human were to mate with a deer, there would be no offspring. The DNA is just too far off, which is what's boggling our minds. So we're still wondering, how did gingers happen? Where did they come from?
Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon. Next we have John Whitman down by a random old abandoned building. Now John, what have you found out about ginger kids?
Well, John, we haven't discovered anything here in front of this old abandoned building that nobody knows any history about.
Well, John, I couldn't help but to notice your sadly made microphone.
Yeah, we had some budget cuts after we got sued because of our study on black people loving KFC.
Oh yeah, I remember that. What's it made out of?
Well, the handle is a mouthpiece of a bong that we found in a ditch full of garbage, then collected a few other things and scrapped it together, then drew our JWTV News logo on the front with a Sharpie.
You couldn't Photoshop our logo on it?
No, we didn't have the time.
So what's that black stuff all over it?
Well, we tried painting it black by scooping the resin out and rubbing it all over the outside.
So you covered it in resin. You're not going to do any knifers after the show, are you?
No.
Okay, well let's move on to John Whitman down in front of a bush. Now John, what have you found out about ginger kids?
Well, John, from what we know, gingers have light skin, freckles, and orange hair.
No shit, Captain Obvious. Just for that, we're skipping you and moving on back to John Whitman, who is an expert on strange races of humans. And you did a sad job making your mic. You're making us look bad. John, tell us more of what you and your crew found out about ginger kids.
Well, John, it looks to me like there's no difference between gingers and actual people. We both have 2 arms, 2 legs. They can talk, they can do anything an actual human can do because they are a type of human. And because we're all human, that's what makes us the same. Black or white, Asian or Mexican, Indian or ginger.
That was very powerful, John. Well, that ends our story for today. Next up, we have a story on a car full of black people robbed a KFC and stole almost all of their KFC after the break.